Hi, my sewing friends. It's Amy, and I'm your sewing teacher. I'm here today to do a quick tutorial on replacing a lost button. So you see that we have this old pair of shorts, and in order for them to be continually worn, we need to replace a lost button. You can see here that there is still a small amount of thread where the button actually broke off. Now I don't have a matching button for here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away one of these buttons and I'm going to use it and replace it here so that the button matches all the rest of the buttons. I will look through my stash later and see if I can find a button to replace this one for. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to check to make sure that our zipper still works, because it would be not a great thing if we replace this button and then the zipper doesn't work anyway. Another reason why I do that is to make sure that I know exactly where that button is going to go. So I'm just going to use one of my erasable markers and use one of my friction pens, and I'm going to draw right on the short in the middle where the buttonhole goes. I have a hand sewing needle and some matching thread. In order to do the button, I'm going to make sure that I have about 1 meter of thread. Just gonna lay this down so you can see a little bit better. So there's my thread. I chose a needle that has a good size eye. If you actually look up nice and close, you can see that there is, ooh, I've magnetized my scissors. This is what happens when you leave your scissors in the magnet bowl with the pins. It magnetizes it. That's funny. So once you have it through the eye, you're going to pull all the way down to the end so that you have your needle. So once you have it through the eye, you're going to pull all the way down to the end so that you have your needle and your threads doubled up. So once you pull it so that it's even and you have the two threads even, you're going to tie this in a knot. Now, some of my students find it very difficult to tie this knot. So what I try to teach them is if you know how to blow up a balloon and you use your 2 fingers to tie that balloon, we can do the same thing with the thread. So if you go around your fingers so that the thread crosses over, and then we're going to take the needle and we're going to go back up through the hole, and that's going to make our knot at the end. Now, another way to do it, and this is the easy way that I like to do it, is I like to go around one finger 2 times, and then I like to roll it right off my finger and pull, and then that makes knot. Now this knot tends to be a little bit messy, but for me, when I'm doing buttons, I like to have a messy knot because I like to ensure that it's not going to pop through the woven fabric of the short. So I'm going to leave this as a bulky knot for now. I'll trim it down when I'm done with the button and right back through the same spot. Then I'm going to come back to the middle of that, and I'm going to come back down through, and then I'm going to pop back up so that this becomes an X. Now I like to start with an X because I know now that my thread is grounded and that it won't pop off, the knot won't pop through if the pant gets too tight. So I've created my X. You'll see that this has 4 holes in which to sew it on. But with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to sew through one set of holes, and then we're going to sew across the other set of holes, and this time we're going to make an X through the holes in order for it to stay on. So we are coming up through the short. We're going to go through one of the holes, and I'm going to put my finger down on top of that button, and I'm going to go through to the back of the kitty corner hole. So it's come up through one, the one that is across from it, that's kitty corner, is the one that we're going to go back through. And then we're going to catch it, and we're going to come back up through the same two holes we were just in. I like to go through it 6 times. Once you've gone through the 6th time, I like to go in through the back and create a knot, and then go back up through to one of the empty holes, and then I'm going to do the same thing and go through the kitty corner hole, and I'm going to do that for 6 rounds. So once you've done 6 times, you're back through the back of the shirt. This is how you're going to move your button to the side, and you're tucking your needle right back between the shirt or the pants and the button. Once you've done that, you're going to wrap your sewing over tail. You're going to go around your button about 3, 4, 5, 6 times-ish, and then you're going to go back down, so you go back through, between, and you're back down into the back again. So what that does when you wrap around the button like that, is it leaves a little bit of space, so when you do it, the pant, it won't be so tight that it can't be moved. So you're going to have enough space, because you're going to go again, so enough space for that short to fit, and it's not too tight yet enough. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to create a small X in the back through the thread that you already done, and you're going to knot it twice. Once you've knotted it, you can snip all your loose ends. And there you have it. You have a very sturdy button attached. And your shirt's going to look like life. There you go. So friends, thanks for joining me today. Turn out the button. Have a short against it. Otherwise, not being used so they have Thank you for joining me, as this is part of the sewing journey. This is my student's journey. It is my sewing journey, but it's So once you've gone through 6 times and you're back through the back of the short, this time you're going to move your button to the side, and you're going to pop your needle right back between the short or the pant and the button. Once you've done that, you're going to wrap some of your leftover tail, and you're going to go around your button about 3, 4 times ish, and then you're going to go back down. So then you're going to go back through between, and you're going to go back down into the back knot again. So what that does when you wrap around the button like that is that it leaves a little bit of space, so that when you do the pant up, it won't be so tight that it can't be moved. So there you have it. It's got enough space, because we did the roundabout at the end, it's got enough space for that short to fit. And then it's not too tight to get on and off. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to create a small little X in the back through the threads that you've already done, and you're going to knot it, and you're going to knot it twice. And there you go. So friends, thanks for joining me today to learn how to quickly put on a button. Thank you for joining me, as this is part of the sewing journey. This is either my kids' journey, my students' journey. It is my sewing journey, but it's definitely your sewing journey. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like if this is the kind of content that you want. We'll see you next time.